So hi guys, it's finally here. I finally have a mill. This is an Aciera F3 Swiss mill. It's around 650 kilograms. It's very old, but I'm going to use it for making folding knives. I've been looking for mills for more than 1.5 years now. I've been between conventional mills like these, CNC mills like the Tormach and even the Tormach 440. I've been looking for importing one of those into Europe. And I've even watched for pantographs, because I think if you use a pantograph, which you have like a milling head and a feeding head, and if you use it on 3D printed molds, then you have like a conventional CNC, like a CNC from the 1980s. But I was watching Instagram and I was watching all these fabulous makers like Frank Fisher, etc, etc. And I thought, no, I'm gonna go conventional. So I started looking and I found an Aciera F3. Really happy with it. We damaged it during transport, which sucks. And I'm gonna restore it. I'm gonna make knives with it. So I'm not gonna do a complete rebuild. That's gonna take me 2 years, but yeah, I'm gonna repaint it, clean it up, re-oil it, level the plates, check everything. And also there is a cover missing here, which I'm gonna 3D print. And yeah, then the folding knife game is really on. So really curious about how this is gonna go. I might document it, but for now, let's start cleaning. Let's get some grease on my hands, because it's really, really dirty. One of the things I want to fix before I start painting the mill is my motor hanging. So the motor is on the ground right now, which is not very nice. It has this intricate system with that pulley there to pull it up. Only the shaft in between, it's broken, so I got a new one. And now I have to lift up the motor, and it's very heavy. And I have to lift it up in order to bring it back into place. So what I'm going to do is, I have this band, and I'm going to hoist, well, at least try to hoist the engine up, so I don't need to lift it myself. Look, it's reconnected, so I can lower or raise it, and the V-belt will go around it. And if I want to change, so it's like this, and if I want to change it, pull it up, then I have space to take the belt off. So it's a very clever system, but yeah, happy it works again. The base of the mill is painted. I used this hammerite paint and it adheres really well, so really happy with that. I've added a new hand wheel, which is very nice, yeah, you know, the old one was broken. I broke it myself when we dropped it off the trailer, but The new one is cast and it's not welded and not just polymer, so really happy with that. And now I'm going to do one of the most fun parts of restoring this mill, which is this part right here. Is because it's missing this cover here, so the weld drives like this and you can see the head spin, and it's always nice to have a cover in there, because if you're making chips and the chips fall in here, they'll drop on the engine eventually. So finding this part is super difficult. It's gonna be very expensive, and that's why this mill was so cheap. So I'm gonna make this part. You might think how? 3D printing. So I'm gonna design the part, print it, coat it, and then yeah, you have an even better mill. So let's get to work. Let's start 3D designing it. So I did a bit of googling, and this is how it should look like. So it's rather square, but it's easy to 3D print. So I have a MakerBot printer. It's not big enough to print the entire part in one time, but I'm gonna join them together and then I'm gonna weld them with a soldering iron because it's plastic, and I'll show the entire process. But yeah, this is what we want. Okay, so programmed USB stick. We're gonna print the covers. It's 3 times 24 hours to print it, but very curious how it's gonna look. Maybe everything fits. So we're gonna start with this one. I'll run a code and see what comes out of it. Look at that, just finished. Even managed to put a part of my logo on it, so. Hi guys, just came back after a weekend of a camping trip, and this is not how you want to find things in your 3D printer. So, as you can see, one of them is perfectly fine, and the other one not so much. So, it broke free from the platform and it was tossed around like the entire print time. The other part, yeah, looks quite good. So I have to redo the other one, but we're nearly there, almost capable of finishing the cover, which I'm really excited about because I've already painted the entire mill. So this is one of the last things I have to do before I can actually start milling. The parts have all been finished. As you can see, we've 3D printed them. I need to make them fit a bit better, and then I can weld them. But overall I'm very happy with the print quality and how it looks, and also with the logo. Okay, so now I'm gonna solder it, and solder is like the way to go if you want to put two pieces of 3D print plastic together. You use a soldering iron, I have one on gas, and you just start to tip the weld of the two pieces where they made, and it's perfect. I had like one time a customer was ringing at my doorbell, and someone was opening the door, and I was still soldering the part, and once he came to the office it was already done and it looked all nice. So yeah, let's get started on that. It's ideal weather to do this, by the way, because it's hot, terribly hot. It's like 32 degrees outside. But you have to do it outside because the vapors, yeah, they can't be very good for you. So normally I wear a dust mask or a mask with filters. That makes talking to the camera a bit difficult, so I'm doing this one without. But if you do it outside, yeah, it's still not perfect, but yeah, it's gonna help. there you have it. This is how you weld 4 pieces of 3D print together, which I think is really cool because all you need is a mill from the 1960s, a 3D printer from 2015, a soldering iron and a chisel, which is kind of cool because now you have this entire new part. And recently I saw one on eBay, and this part, the cover alone, costed $750, which is around the same what I paid for my mill in euros. So this is really cool because now it's 20 or 30 euros in total. So really cool, very nice to use modern technology to restore a very old, very decent mill. Okay, since last time a lot has happened, really a lot. I've moved the mill from over there to here because there I have a seaside view and daylight. I put it on feet, I leveled the table, attached the new 3D printed cover. I've added the oil, which was a bit of a problem, but it's in there, so that's good. There is only one huge problem left. It doesn't work. I have some kind of problem with my engine, it won't run. But if I give it a spin, then it'll start up. So I think I'm missing one of my 3 phases. I've measured everything through with a voltmeter, but I can't seem to find anything. So I'm just going to tighten every screw I see, and I'll turn all blocks, and yeah, hopefully that'll do the trick. But so happy it's finally working. I've been spending around 2 to 3 weeks, I guess, with these electrical problems. But now it's here. Yeah, I want to start milling. It's really curious how it's gonna work. So I bought this face mill of AliExpress. And yeah. Okay, so here's the fun thing. This is my measuring clock, and it measures if the table is level or not. And I bought the cheapest one I could find on AliExpress because it's mechanical, so it's quite accurate. But it's cheap because it didn't have the mounting block, and then you had the mounting block, I had to buy the mounting block, and it was more expensive than the clock originally was. So what did I do? I just bought a clock. Then I 3D printed the mounting block, and now I'm capable of leveling the table, which is always useful because it was quite off. But yeah, cheap way, and that's one of the reasons why you need a 3D printer in your workshop, in your machining shop. I also hung up one of these spotlights, which is a very nice directional light. It will help me during the winter because then it will be quite dark in here. It gives me a lot of light on my workspace. Okay, so I'm very happy with how the mill turned out. There is still a lot of work to do. There is still a lot of things I need to learn. But yeah, I think I'm in a state where I can start doing what I've dreamed of for the couple of years last year. That is making folding knives. So this is the design. Let's start making it.